Forest project, which is a Horizon Europe funded 4-year project, almost 3 years into it now. ORC as well as the University of Reading are the UK partners, and it's been in 7 other countries, 10 partners. It's about exploring agroforestry in general and the benefits for food production as well as for biodiversity, for carbon, doing quite a lot of science which is helping to show what those benefits are. Importantly, we're through a so-called living lab approach, really about networks such as this, bringing people together to innovate, co-design, come up with solutions to known problems that there are for farmers and others in terms of implementing agroforestry, sharing knowledge, experience, coming up with ideas, trying things out and developing some tools and resources to help support farmers.
There are still people going in the woods where they'll set up a camp on the edge of the coppice and they'll stack up their 5-foot logs, 6-foot logs, 8-foot logs even, and they'll work through them using a device like this called a cleaving brake. They have to be split by hand. Nobody's been able to invent a machine that will cleave sticks like you can with a froe, which is this. So that's a froe. This is where the saying to and fro comes from. And this is what I use to split these two in half. This is like a real whistle-stop tour of one of the essential skills that woodland workers need to have. In the past, all would have had, but now are sort of dying out a little. Cleaving is used from willow sticks for basket making, through to hazel for hurdle makers, up to chestnut for fence materials, and oak for timber frame buildings. That all would have been cleaved, so it's an amazing skill. And just have a look at the other side. If I suspect that split's going off, this one's going really centrally actually, but if it was going off, with this sharp wedge, I can actually redirect it. So say the split was running off this way, I could whack the wedge in there and then whack that in and kind of reset the split back into the middle. This is going fine though, so I'm going to carry on as we were and just keep working my way up basically. If I had to saw this by hand, I'd be sweating, but that's it. And barely any effort that's required. And you've got a strainer. So it's really quite fast. Now, if we want to keep going further, we can. This seems to have grown quite well, so I am tempted to try quartering this. There's always a risk that when we've got quite a nice strainer here, and we could ruin it by trying to turn it into intermediates. So there is a risk. So let's give this a go. We'll try quartering it, getting an intermediate out of it. Our intermediates don't need to be quite as long as the strainers. So if it starts running off at one end, we can always chop a bit off the end. So all I'm doing here is I'm looking at the pith. I'm trying to get that into 2 equal halves here. If you go one side or t'other, it's more likely to sort of run out, and the split will run out rather than following the split there. So let's give this a go. Looks about right to me. Starting it is often the most awkward bit, but you could do with a back stop really. So I'm starting to run out a bit. Do you see it's just going off to one side there? So what I'm going to do is just wedge open the split with this one. I can see it a bit better on the bark side. The bark adds a bit of contrast. And I'm just going to reset that split, you see, about there. So we're still running out a bit, but I think we might have enough length. There's one other trick as well that we can do. So just get that wedged open and then go from the other end. There's a big old knot there, do you see? So you've got to try and split through that. It's gotten to that knot there and it's sort of not quite sure what to do with the split. It's trying to go round there, you see. So knots do add problems. We ideally want knot-free wood, but let's see if I can get round it. So what I want to do now is to try and connect these two splits up. So I've got one that wants to go off that way and one that wants to go up that way. So I'm going to get my sharp wedge in there and try and link them. I think that's it. So with a bit more faffing around, we have actually got 2 intermediates there.